What's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me okay? Just give me the thumbs if you can hear me. So we had about 30 people register. We're going to give it like a minute. Then I'm going to get started. Awesome to see so many new faces. Here we go. Here we go.
Yep, y'all got this fixed.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to mute everybody for now. So it doesn't interfere with what we're going to be discussing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining the impromptu webinar, seminar, whatever you want to call it, Food Truck 101, how to start a food truck or trailer. If y'all don't know who I am, my name is Patrick Bolanos. I'm one of the owners at Trailer King Builders. We started manufacturing concession trailers and food trucks 5 years ago out of Houston, Texas. We help a ton of customers all across the US get started with a food truck or trailer. I'm not here to sell you a trailer or a food truck. I'm here to help you get information on how to get started. We've helped people in California, Hawaii, Alaska, Florida, Nevada, Texas, all over the US. And it's a passion of ours because a lot of people don't know where to start. A lot of people don't know where to get information. A lot of people are afraid to take action because of the lack of information. Okay, so I saw a question today in one of the Facebook groups. We have 3 Facebook groups where people help each other get started: Food Truck and Trailer Life, Food Truck and Trailer Owners Tips and Tricks, and the communities are pretty big. Charlie says he can't hear me. Can everybody else hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Charlie, check your connection or check if you are muted or if you are on a speaker in a vehicle, etc. All right, I'm going to share my screen. You won't be able to see my face anymore. And I'm going to go right into, we created a food truck startup checklist that we share with a lot of our food truck clients. And if you follow these checklists, if you follow a checklist like this, it's guaranteed that you will have success in what you're doing. I want to focus on the basics. I can't go into the details of the whole list that's on here because there's so much information, but broken down, the first thing that I would focus on, if you don't have a business started yet or a food truck started yet, is understand your local health department requirements. Okay. And it basically is a simple process to do so. Okay. Anybody that's on here, what county are you guys in? Ernie, what county are you in?
Wayne County.
Wayne, spell that for me.
W-A-Y-N-E.
Wayne County. I don't know where that is, but I'm going to look for.
Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Okay, cool. North Carolina. So simple Google search, Wayne County mobile food unit requirements. I want to see what Wayne County asks for. I want to see what Wayne County requires. If you can't get a permit, you can't get open. So it says here, temporary food, campground, STFU, and mobile. Wayne County, I don't know if that's Wayne County, that's Wayne County, Michigan. So we're not going to do Michigan. there can't be that many Wayne counties. I mean, there could be Wayne counties all over the US. Let me see if I can just add, where's this? Wayne County, what? Why can't they just, oh, this is Ohio. I'm just gonna add North Carolina. And they have to have something. If they don't have something, there's state levels. So you go to search for the state. But I found it, Wayne County, North Carolina. It's usually a health department in the county that you're in. Forms and references. So let's see here. Food establishment rules, MFU application packet. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Wayne County Mobile Food Unit application checklist. It says here you're gonna need a commissary. So you'll be given a field inspector to support your mobile food unit. A commissary must have at least one shelf in the refrigerator, freezer, blah, blah, blah. Food equipment layout drawn to such as 1/4 inch. So you're gonna need blueprints. The blueprint for a food truck is provided usually by the manufacturer of your truck or your trailer. We provide blueprints for all our clients if you're getting it from us. And I'll show you one real quick so you guys can get an idea of the differences between a food truck plans. Some plans have to be approved, other plans do not need to be approved. You just have to show it to them. Harris County, for example, really simple. And this is a basic floor plan that we use. I'm looking for the complete set of plans. So we provide something like this. The complete set of plans, if you can see what I'm looking at, will provide the information on the type of build out that you're doing, exterior and interior, the equipment that's going inside, down to if it's certified or not certified, if it's NSF or UIL or any other certifications that you may need. Then you're going to have side views, top views, outside views, exterior views. Ours are super fancy, right? We have a whole team that does this for us, but these can literally be drawn up by hand if you don't have a builder and you already have a trailer that you built, and you can do it yourself. The county doesn't care how good it looks. They just want the information. In this trailer, for example, which is an 8x16, you have the side view where the refrigerator is going, the pass-through window, and all the equipment, the other side view where the equipment's going, the gas lines, how it's ran, and it's numbered and titled and everything in between. Plumbing schematics. The plumbing will be important because they want to know if it's built to pass inspection in the county that you're in, the size of water tanks, the type of heater that you're using, and if you're using a water heater with a tank or a tankless water heater. This is a top view, and that's basically the plan that you need to provide to your health department if it's required. Not all of them require this type of documentation. Okay, does anybody have any questions? If you have questions, please use the chat box in the comments. If you go to the chat area, you can write in some comments. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's a blueprint. Let me go back to this mobile food application, and they're all going to be different. Every county, I don't know how many counties are near you in Wayne County, but the next county over is going to have a completely set of requirements. Permitting and scheduling, mobile food unit must work in conjunction with permitted restaurant or commissary. So you know you have to have a commissary in Wayne County. If you don't have a commissary, but it says here, in conjunction with a restaurant or commissary. So you can go to a restaurant and say, hey, bro, let me have access to your grease trap. Let me have access to your cold storage. I'll pay you $50 a month. I'll pay you $100 a month. Just let me be in conjunction with you so I can get this permit. Water supply, all units must have potable water system. It doesn't give you the specifics of what, oh, here it is. Your storage or your sewage storage, gray water tank must be 15% or larger. All our trailers come with a 40-gallon clean water tank. So if it's 15% or larger for this county, all you do is multiply 40 times 1.15. and it has to be 46 gallons. So the gray water tank must be 46 gallons. We build all our trailers with 40 plus a 55 to 60 gallon gray water tank. We go above the required, the 15% threshold. In some cases, 50% will be required. So 40 times 1.5 is 60. Sewage disposal says the tank must be emptied and thoroughly flushed at restaurant or commissary. So Harris County, for example, in Houston, Texas, does not require that you have a GPS on it. City of Houston, which is just another jurisdiction in Houston, you have two jurisdictions, puts a GPS on your trailer or food truck, and they know if you moved it or not, or if you took it to the commissary to dump the water. That's one of the ways that you have to realize how you're going to operate your business. Your business, food truck or trailer, will have to either move daily. You have to figure out a way to empty your water, either with a restaurant or commissary, and have to make it work. All equipment but utensils must be NSF or ANSI approved commercial equipment. The manufacturer that builds your food truck or trailer can provide these. We use Asper for all our equipment. The reason we use Asper is we love their warranty policy. They don't void warranties in food trucks or trailers. So we use them in all our build outs nationwide. If you're in Oregon, if you're in Florida, even if you're in Hawaii, they provide a warranty and they don't void it when we install them in the unit. All utensils, tables, sinks, cabinets, and shelves must be clean and in good repair. Shelves, tables, and counters cannot be covered with paper, cardboard, or other. This requirement, like this county, in my opinion, super simple. They must not be very detail oriented, because, and I can show you ones that are different, like the ones in Washington State. Holy moly, they are detailed and extensive. At least one single compartment commercial sink, rounded corners, backsplash protection, and hot cold water is required for utensil washing. Just one. In Harris County and the most counties across the US, 3 comp sink. You need 3. This sink must be sufficient to size, submerge, wash, and rinse, sanitize. So that's why you need 3 comp sinks. 3 sinks, one for washing, one for rinsing, and one for sanitizing. Then you have to have a separate hand wash sink. And then it goes into food protection, how you're supposed to keep your food, how to store it. I'm gonna show you the checklist for Harris County in a minute, but you all have to be certified in handling your food, and it's something that you can get certified online. Most of you probably already certified, because if you're working a restaurant, you are a chef, or you're cooking from home, you know these things. So it goes into the food protection, then it goes into raw and undercooked food, things for employees, disease and illness, and then the actual application. So it looks pretty simple to me, right? My recommendation when filling these out, be as simple as possible. Keep it simple, stupid. The reason being, you don't want to have to answer the questions about complicated stuff. If you're going to have a vast menu, keep it simple. They don't need to know how big your menu is going to be. Just keep it down to like 2 or 3 items so that you can make this process faster for you. And then you don't have to be going back and forth with inspectors, health inspectors. What we've learned and what we've seen from health inspectors is one person can interpret this rule different than the next person. So you'll have 2 different health inspectors. One will pass you with flying colors, and the next one will fail you for everything, right? Down to like the color ink you used on the freaking application. So keep it simple, make sure you're clear, concise, and you'll get the process relatively easy. This one goes in like, there's a lot of stuff going into food prep here. Not all counties are this way. In Harris County, they don't go into details on food preparation. The city of Houston goes into very much details of food preparation, and that's where we see most people fail in the food prep part. Just do it based on your certification, on the food handler certification. That certification will teach you how to fill this out basically. Just go off of that, make sure you stick to it, and you'll pass. And if you need help with food handler certification, send me a DM afterwards and we'll see how we can help you. Here's the water supply information, your finish, floor, base, walls, ceilings, all that's provided in the blueprint that we handed you, so it's easy to fill out. Water supply, municipal or well. This is, this is getting into detailed stuff that I have not seen before. Municipal or well, I would select both, right? We almost never see ice makers in food trucks because it requires a ton of water. Water heater storage capacity, so your water heater, we install 4-gallon water heaters in all our build outs unless the requirement is different. And then it goes to other details here that you can see: hand washing, mechanical dishwashing, general questions on how to cook and how to store. Toilet facilities, is there a hand wash sink? Of course, you have to have a hand wash sink. But this one's asking you like yes or no, and possibly if you put no, I don't know if it's still allowed or not. So always have a hand wash sink. Do not include a hand wash sink. This is probably what they did is they grabbed the requirements of a restaurant, copy pasted it, and used it for a food truck. Here we go. Letter of agreement for commissary use. There's the agreement that you sign with the restaurant owner or the commissary. And this packet looks pretty simple. So whoever's county this is, it's not that difficult, but now you know where you're at. Now you know, okay, cool. This is how I need to build my trailer. I know I need to have a commissary, so I got to go start looking for a commissary. That's a checklist item that you have to check off. And then what do I need to do to give my builder what he needs or they need to build me a trailer that's going to pass inspection? You basically hand your builder this and you tell them, listen, bro, I need you to build me a trailer that'll pass this requirement, and you start checking off the items. Okay, let me check the questions real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing. Chat. Okay, no questions so far. Anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself. You can, happy to answer any questions right now regarding permitting.
For
Hi.
permitting, I was gonna say for permitting, can I get you could get permits in different counties, right? Just like add them on
Yep.
top. Okay. So
Yes,
is
sir.
that difficult to like design your food truck for all of those different counties, or what's the best way of handling that?
So what we do, that's a great question. We built our trailers for the hardest counties in the US. County to county, you might not see a big difference in type of flooring, for example. But if that happens, then you're screwed. Because you can't change a floor in a trailer just because the one county asked you to change a floor. So I would build it to where you're going to operate the most, right? And there's ways to get exceptions. Like you can talk to an inspector, you can talk to the health department. If you communicate with them and you show them what you have and that you're going to stick to the rules, the floor shouldn't be an issue. Your size water tank should not be an issue as long as you're abiding by the guidelines of keeping the food clean, storing it safely, etc. So always reach out to them and have a discussion. But I would build it to where you're going to operate the most, right? And then I would go from there.
Thank you.
Yes, you got it. So there was someone else that had a question? Trudian, is that you? No? Awesome. All right, moving on. Now that you know you're permitting, how do you find your trailer or your food truck? Okay. The permitting is going to dictate if you need a truck or a trailer, right? Chicago downtown does not allow trailers. Dallas downtown does not allow trailers. So you have to have a truck if that's where you want to operate. Your budget will dictate how to get a trailer or a truck. So if you have a budget of $20,000, And you have to find somebody that can offer you a truck or a trailer in that budget, okay? I'm gonna share my screen real quick and I'll show you what I would do for looking for a food truck or trailer. Now, one of the most important things when searching for a food truck or trailer that's used or someone else's, be careful. Someone's always trying to offload a problem, okay? I would go to Facebook Marketplace, if I can find it, because they've added so much stuff over here. There it is. And I would search for a trailer and a food truck in Facebook Marketplace. Food truck for sale. And I'm going to get all the food trucks and trailers in my area. I recommend you stick to your area. Do not buy an out of state or an out of county, because most likely they will have a trailer built all ready to pass your code. You will never find the trailer or truck specifically for what you're going to do, but you might come close, especially if you're on a budget. You know, I see this one for $4,999. I immediately think impossible. No trailer built here in the US will come even close to $4,999. You're looking at least $30,000 to $35,000 to $50,000 built here. Now, built in Mexico, that's a whole other story. It's still going to be in the 20s or 25s. This must be like a little hook to get people to click on it, because there's no way that you can get a trailer or a truck for $5,000 unless, like, by some miracle somebody wants to get out of it and you find it and you can purchase it. I've never seen truck or trailers for that price. And here's another one for $5,000, another one for $9,000. See, this one's going for $30,000. Although this truck, I guarantee, by the look at it, goes for more. See, they already said this truck has already been sold. However, I'm dedicating myself to build food trucks and trailers. You're not going to get a food truck like this for $30,000. You're going to be in the $90,000 range for used and new build outs and new equipment. For a trailer similar size, you're going to be a third of that. So Facebook Marketplace is a great way to search. Never send anybody money through Facebook Marketplace before you've seen a trailer, before you've put your eyes on it, before you inspected it, before you've talked to somebody on the phone, before you've checked the reviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of people trying to offload their problems. Don't go buy someone else's problem. I beg that you don't do that, because you're going to lose your money. Importing from Mexico, India, China, you can expect to pay more to have it pass inspection when you do buy something. Okay. Can you get trailers, quality trailers built in Mexico? Yes. I build them myself. Like, we compete with them, but our trailers are built here in the US. They're built to pass code. They're built for quality. I can't compete with those prices. We just can't. But you can find some that are quality to get you open if that's all you're looking for. You just want to get open and you want to get started, and the following thing I would do after you've searched is do a Google search. And I'm biased, obviously, because my company's probably going to show up. Food truck builder near me. Find a food truck builder that you can trust, right? Everybody knows Cruising Kitchens. They're from San Antonio. They're huge. They build $1 million projects. You look, we're right below them. Well, this is our company, Custom Food Trucks Houston. Go check out the reviews. Check out the reviews on Google. We have great reviews. We have bad reviews. We are not perfect. We fucked some shit up, but we made it right, which is the most important part. When you have a local builder, they can make it right for you. When you have a builder in the US, they can make it right for you. Because obviously nobody wants to go to court here in the United States. You can't take anybody in Mexico to court. You can't take anybody in China to court. You can't take anybody in India to court, right? So talk to the builder, be very specific about what you want. Red flags to look out for. There's no contract. If you don't have a contract from a builder, that's a red flag, right? If they want you to put a deposit before even seeing anything, before even putting down any money, before even seeing like a quote or specifics, they just they want you to send $500, $1,000. Red flag. Ask about their operations. Where do you manufacture your trailers? Do you import them from China? Do you import them from Mexico? What type of materials do you use? Can you build it to pass code? Will you guarantee it passes code? What happens if it doesn't pass code? What will you do? And go check the reviews and see. All builders aren't perfect. You're gonna go see good reviews and bad reviews from all manufacturers. You know, because it's a manufacturing process. Things happen, things break. These are heavy kitchens moving at 65 miles an hour down the road. Sometimes things get loose and things of that nature. So that's a great way to find a builder for your trailer or truck. Okay. Google for manufacturers. I would like to say try to stay local, but you're not going to find the best around your area. If we can be of service, we'd love to help, but you don't have to go to us. We have a quoting tool on our website. So if you want to see what it costs to get a food truck, trailer, school bus, or anything built out from us, you could just go to our website, trailerkingbuilders.com, and there's no obligation, no commitment, but you'll see where you stand in terms of what it costs. Okay, we got some questions here. We bought an old airport emergency vehicle that we are converting to a food truck. We paid $2,000. You pay $2,000 for the vehicle plus whatever you're going to pay for the conversion, right? What is the average weight and payload of an 8.5 by 18-foot trailer? So I can't speak for all the trailers, but our trailers, we build them. Anything that's bigger than 16 feet, we put 7,000-pound axles. So you have the capacity to hold 14,000 pounds. It's made of steel, so that trailer will probably weigh, total weight, between 7,000 to 9,000, depending on how much equipment you put on. And then you have to worry about the tongue weight. Tongue weight is what will dictate if your truck can pull it or not. And I did a video of how we test sometimes vehicles. You know, clients will come with their trucks, and since we're always working on somebody's trailer or truck, we'll just connect it to their vehicle, and they can see immediately how much weight goes on their tongue. Would you recommend buy new or used, just starting out, but you have a following? Okay, that's a great question. New or used? If you can get used and it will be exactly what you're looking for, why not go used? But the pricing on a new or used, let's say food truck, for example, you're taking more risk on buying a used truck that's been around for a while. The less expensive it is, the more risk, because it's probably the truck is older, it's been used a lot. And as the pricing increases, right? Let's say you find a truck for $25,000. That's going to be an old truck, beat up truck with old equipment. But if you find something in the 40s, then it's probably a little newer. And for 80 to 90, you can get something new. New meaning new build out, new equipment, but the food truck itself is still going to be a risk, because you never know what's going to happen to that engine. Not a lot of people will give you a warranty on engines, because the step vans have been run for a long time. Mostly these step vans are used by delivery companies like FedEx, UPS, bread companies, etc. So they have 100,000 plus miles on them, and they're older. So there's a risk. Trailers, you'll never have an issue with a trailer. Used or new, I mean, that's going to be up to you, how much money you want to invest. You're not going to find a trailer that's built specifically for you unless you're doing the same type of food that you're buying from someone else. Like they have the taco griddle that you're looking for, or the shawarma machine that you're looking for. What size trailer? What size truck or trailer do you recommend for a juice bar? Also, what was the name of the brand you recommend for appliances? The brand is Asper, but they only do cooking appliances and refrigeration and freezers and stuff, bar stuff and things of that nature. For juicing and things of that, like I would go to webstaurant.com, which is a great resource for finding all types of webstaurantstore.com, I think it is. I'll put it in here in a minute. Then the size, think about what you want to do. Think about your menu. Get a notepad and just draw a rectangle. Figure out what the sizes of these equipments are, right? maybe they're 4 feet wide. You need 2 feet for sinks, and I'll show you guys a floor plan here in a minute. So you can distribute the equipment. What I've seen from a lot of people that have invested in this, you always want more space. Always, especially as you grow. So if you can get it done in a 16, but there's an 18 that you could probably, go for the 18. But again, it comes down to budget and how much space you have, where you're going to park it. How comfortable you feel pulling an 18-footer between a 16-footer or a 24-footer. So your manufacturer, your builder should be able to help you determine the size and what's best for you. And all at the end of the day, you get to decide. I bought a step van in August and I am stuck. I don't know how to get it built out or the measurements. So you want to build it out yourself, sir, or you want someone to build it out for you? Find somebody that can build it out for you. We, for example, we charge $45,000 for the conversion alone. Converting your food truck into a food truck, meaning we'll do gas lines, plumbing, window, AC, flooring, ceilings, electrical. That's about 45 grand plus equipment. So the measurements, measure your truck, see how much space you have. And then from there, grab a little notepad and try to do it to scale. Figure out how much space a fryer takes up. It takes up 15 inches wide, 30 inches deep. A griddle can be 36 inches wide. It could be 30 inches deep. A refrigerator might be 19 inches wide, 32 inches deep. So just get the width and depth of all the equipment, and you can do a top floor view of what you're doing. Here, I'm going to share that right now so we can show you what I'm talking about and what we use. This little app that we use, it's not free, right? But we use SmartDraw to do floor plans. So let me show you a most recent floor plan that we've done. Here's a 20-footer, here's a 16-footer. And so we'll sit down with our clients and design their trailers. This is a trailer, it's a 16-footer. We put the sinks in the front. This is the ton. You got propane tank, space for a generator, table, griddle, fryer, sandwich prep station, table, window. Look at the spacing in that trailer. They might have space for a little bit more things, right? We don't put any equipment 12 inches from the sinks because it's a requirement. You have to be able to open the doors underneath as well. So this is what I'm talking about. Grabbing a piece of paper, drawing it to scale, and drawing a little rectangle, and boom. You have yourself a little design of the truck or trailer that you want. All our trailers are 8.5 foot wide. All our trailers are 7.5 foot interior height. You might find trailers that are shorter. You won't be able to fit equipment in there. Some refrigerators are taller than most. And so those are things to consider when drawing out and figuring out the process of starting your food truck. Okay, let me go back and see what other questions we have. What is the oldest food truck allowed and operate in California? That's a great question. I have no idea, but I know there's a ton of food trucks out there that are old, and they continue to pop up. So I'm not sure if the new regulation for the actual emissions has gone into effect. That's something you have to ask our good friend, Google. A friend of mine always complains about his griddle, getting a bunch of ash and charcoal built up on the bottom of the griddle in his truck. Is it because his burners are not propane compatible, or is this just a natural occurrence? Yeah, it probably means that he has the wrong orifices on that griddle, and he probably has it for natural gas. All you have to do is buy a kit and convert them. Or he's got to clean up the orifices and all the burners. Is financing or leasing worth it? What to look out for when you're buying used? How? So you know the trailer or truck has some good bones. Okay. I'm going to answer this question about, is financing or leasing worth it? This is a great question. Financing or leasing. Okay. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to you. You want to start your business, or you want to live here on this planet knowing that you never got started? I'm gonna break down some numbers. Here, let me bust out a piece of paper. And we're gonna go into some numbers now about financing or leasing and a way to fund your food truck or trailer. And if you're interested, I can help you out. Can't do it for free. My time is limited, but I can help you out. I've helped others in the past where I've helped build out their business plan, their financial projections, and they go out and try to raise capital from friends or family. Let's break down. Is financing or leasing worth it? Okay, cool. Let's say you're going to start a truck or trailer, and we're going to keep the numbers simple. $50,000. Okay? $50,000 truck or trailer. That's not all you need to start the truck or the trailer. You're going to need, let me show you this. Let me share this screen real quick. You are going to need, what happened to my folder? Oh, I had it in here. Oh, here we go. Here's a cost spreadsheet. You're going to need the food truck, initial inventory, permits and licenses, website, Facebook, Twitter free, register a POS system, uniforms, paper products, miscellaneous expenses. Well, let's say you're in a low end 28, high end 114. Then you have your operating costs. Okay, let's call it 50,000, but your trailer's 40, so then you have 10,000 for miscellaneous stuff. Okay, 50,000. Your trailer is 40. You're going to need anywhere from 10 to 20% down to get it financed from anybody. Interest rates are going up. The market is drying up for startups. It's really hard to get approved for a food truck startup right now, but it's not impossible. We still have been able to get some people approved. I'm trying to find my calculator here. I have an iPhone. I have an app called Easy Calculators. So I'm going to do a quick breakdown. If you need 40,000, 10% down of that is 4. So you're financing 36,000, right? You're coming out of pocket 4 to get a $40,000 trailer, and you're financing 36,000 of it. On the high end, 19% interest rate, super high. This is to show you guys, like, I don't, you know, my people, some people will say, oh, that's fucking crazy. That interest is too high, but they're helping you get started for $4,000 down and you're getting approved. It's something to consider. You're looking at a $36,000 loan for a trailer over 4 years. You're paying $1,076 a month per month for 4 years. Okay. The interest, total interest over 4 years is $15,000. You might say, oh shit, that sounds high. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's break it down. Let's break it down. 15,667 divided by 48 months, which is 4 years, $326 in interest a month to get your dream business started, to see if you can become Cousin's Maine Lobster or the Pita Chip Girl. You guys know what happened to Cousin's Maine Lobster, right? They took out a loan from friends and family, started one truck selling lobster rolls. They went on Shark Tank, got Barbara Corcoran to invest in their company, and now they're worth $25 million. Right? So you tell me, is it worth it? Is it worth it to try? What's the worst that could happen? You have to sell the truck, you have to sell the trailer, you have to pay back this loan. If you're not going all in on this business, don't even consider it, because nothing half-assed will ever give you any results. And that's the truth. Let's see. So I hope that answers the question. And let me go back because there's a lot more questions now. So is financing or leasing worth it? So if you find a leasing company or a financing company that will approve you, it's going to be up to you to decide if it's worth it or not. Break it down like I broke it down. And I'm going to give you a rule of thumb. A rule of thumb in the restaurant space. I was a CFO of a restaurant group for 6 years, doing 25 million in sales. So I know a little bit about numbers. So I feel comfortable with these numbers. I feel comfortable in projections. I feel comfortable in knowing what a trailer costs and how much it needs to make, and if I can succeed or not, because I did it every single day. And that's why I want to help people in this industry, because not a lot of people feel comfortable with numbers. You guys know how to cook. You guys know how to produce a great burger. You guys know how to produce a great pizza. You guys know how to produce, a great meal. And I saw it in the restaurant industry. Our owner was a great chef. He was a sucky business owner. He was a great chef, but he sucked at running the business. But if you're going into this food truck game, you're gonna have to be good at both. Or you're gonna have to hire a coach, or you're gonna have to hire somebody to help you. And it's really not that hard. All you have to do is learn. All you have to do is dedicate some time to figuring out the numbers and creating systems around it. Okay. Rule of thumb. Your loan or your lease should not be more than 10% of your sales. So if you grab 1,076 a month, divided by 10%, $10,760 is what you should sell for that monthly payment to be 10%. Can you sell $10,000 worth of product in 1 month from a food truck? Re-engineer it. I love it. You got to break it down again. Let's break it down. How many days in a month? Forget it. You're not even going to open every day. Let's say you're going to open 25 days during the month. Divided by 25, $430 a day times 25 gives you $10,760. $430 a day. Well, how much do you need to sell? How many items do you need to sell to generate 430 bucks? All right. I'm going to keep going. 430 divided by your price per plate or your price per person. PPA, price per, what's the A? PPA, price per person average. PPA, price per person average. 430 food trucks. Man, last time I've been to a food truck, but I haven't gone down to below $18 since I visited a food truck. Plus your gourmet, you're putting a little bit more love into the food truck. Don't undersell your pricing. It's a lot easier to lower prices than to increase prices. And that's something we can discuss. I'm happy to do more of these, but teach you how to actually price out a menu, which is super important. Profitability is important. But anyways, 430 divided by 18, 23. That's how many items you have to sell in one day to generate 430 bucks, 23. Let's say you only open for lunch and dinner. Divide that by 2. 12 items. 12 items per time per period. Can you sell 12 items of a plate during lunch? If you do your job right, if you market well, people know you exist, I think you could do 12 items in 10 minutes. But that's just me. That's the way I see this world, that this, I see abundance. I see opportunity. I don't see it as an obstacles. Let's see what else. What to look out for when buying used. If you're buying a used truck, definitely have a mechanic. You need a mechanic to check that truck. If you're buying a used trailer, inspect every single inch of it, go underneath it, see if there's any, see if there's anything wrong with the axles, the frame underneath, etc. Yes, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put my email here. Patrick@trailerkingbuilders.com. Feel free to send me an email. I'll make the worksheet available to everybody. I want to help as many people as we can. So I'm going to send everybody a link to get access to this information that I have. It's not free. I want you to feel invested. It's like $27 or something like that. So, it'll help you get the ball rolling. All right. Do they require 10% down on a small business loan? It's going to depend on your credit, how long you've been in business. They may not require anything down. We've helped customers get into a $150,000 truck with 0 down, and all they had to do was pay the documentation fee, which is like $300. Last time I saw that was like a year ago, though. Right now, the interest rates are absurd. Banks are retreating from the industry. You know, it's making it a little harder to find clients to help, but there are lease to own options out there that can also help you if you have cash to put down, right? So I've talked about the basics today. Man, I've been going for 45 minutes. I hope this helped everybody. It's a 45-minute intro call, but there's a lot more to do to this food truck game than what we discussed today. So much more. Let me show you what there's so much more that you can consider. And that's why we want to help you, because I don't want you to lose your investment. I don't want you to go out and drop $50,000 on something and then have to sell it back. If you do this right, you can guarantee your success. You can guarantee your success, not me, you. But I have the tools to help guarantee some success, right? And that's how I've been able to grow our business. Quick little story. We started our business 5 years ago in the front lawn of my business partner's house. I was let go from that CFO position in 2017, 1 week before Christmas. I was financially broke. I didn't know where I was going to get my next month's rent to pay the rent of my house. I had 3 kids at the time, wife, 3 kids. I still have 3 kids. Now I have 4 though. And that's when my mindset shifted. You see that poster in the back. I said, hustle, the most important word ever. That's when it all changed for me. I put my family in a position where we could have lost our house. I could have gone into a deep depression. I could have done, thankfully, God was listening to my prayers. And one day, as I was crying in my Civic, imagine that, a CFO driving a Civic with a $25 million, it's just things didn't add up. Yeah, my life was all half-assed backwards. But everything changed the moment I decided to take control of the things that were going on in my life. I put myself there. I put my family there. I vowed not to put them in that situation ever again. I got the opportunity to start selling trailers and trucks for another company. Then we got the opportunity to start building them ourselves, and we started building one at a time. You know how we sold one truck, one trailer, cash? We put a ad on Marketplace. We'll build out your food truck or trailer. And we sold one. Then use that money to invest in marketing. If you look at our social media, we have 63,000 followers on Instagram. I have 80,000 followers on TikTok. We have 3 Facebook groups with over 150,000 people in it. It's really not hard to do, but I didn't make that shit up. I learned it from someone else. I started investing in myself. So that's how we've gotten from 0 to 8 figures. We did about almost close to 11 million in sales last year. We're nowhere near done where we want to be. And I want to help other people do what we did. And the best way to do that is to share information like this. Everything I just did today for an hour is free for you. Now you get to decide what you want to do with it. And taking action is going to be important. Next step for you is taking action. You want to keep learning? I'm going to give you an opportunity to keep learning. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I think I lost track of my thoughts there. I was going to show you something. No, I forgot. Sorry about that. Oh, the checklist. I'm going to show you the checklist. The checklist of the items that you need to consider. Let me go back to here. Back to here. The full startup checklist. Okay, I'm going to run down it real quick. Food truck startup checklist, administration stuff. Start to interview builders. I mean, a team of professionals, maybe an attorney, CPA, food truck builder, logo designer, menu designer. You don't have to go get a designer locally. You can go to Fiverr and get a designer for like $50 to get you a logo. Open an LLC in your state, $300 for Texas, for example. Super easy to do. Some people will charge you $500. If you're in Texas and you want to learn how to open an LLC, let me know. Start collecting information about your permits and licenses, which I showed you, which is probably the most important. You're going to need insurance. You're going to need insurance for the trailer, the truck. You're going to need general liability insurance, workman's compensation if you're going to hire people. So start identifying people that you can reach out to for insurance purposes. The great part of being in the United States of America is that it's a land of opportunity, but man, oh man, it's also the land of suing people. Anybody and everybody will try to sue your ass. But if you're not doing anything important in life and nobody sued you, you're probably not doing important stuff. So I see it as opportunity as well. And we're not perfect. We've messed things up. We make it right. Insurance is going to help you. Create a federal ID number. Maybe there's a credit application sheet you need to fill out. Start thinking about employee timekeeping, your tax permits. In Houston, for example, in Texas, you need a sales tax ID. I don't know how it is in other states, but you have to have a local sales tax ID. You have to pay your sales tax on a monthly or quarterly basis. Start looking into banks. We used to bank with Chase. They closed our accounts. It sucked. Look for a local bank first, regional. Someone that will actually wants to make a relationship with you. Payroll processor. Some great payroll processors out there. We use Square. Square has one. Gusto is another one. Credit card merchants. This is important. Like, you're going to start accepting credit cards. You could just go with Square. There's people offering cash discount methods where you don't pay a fee. So you can take that 3.5%, 4% off your pricing. Accounting software, super important. Know your numbers. You have to have accounting, right? QuickBooks, Xero, others. There's a lot. Petty cash procedures, deposit procedures, more insurance, bank supplies, accounting, bookkeeping systems. Okay, all this is repetitive. Concept development. Okay, then you go into concept development. Go look at successful concepts. Do a little research. Go do a local market. Look for opportunities. Maybe there's a gap in some concepts in your area. Check farmers markets, food truck parks. Visit existing food trucks. Menu pricing. Do your due diligence before you price out your menu. See where everybody else is at. Then start defining your menu. What's going to differentiate you from anybody else? Your concept validation. You could do taste tests at home with friends and family. The name of your food truck. Do a trade name search. Figure out a name that you love or that clicks with you. And then trademark it if you can. Right? It's going to cost you about $1,500 to trademark a name. Finalize your concept. Create core values. This is probably one of the most important part. What values does your company represent? What values do you represent in life? The moment I started acting out of core values in my life, that's when everything changed. One of my core values is to do the right thing always, even when nobody's watching. That's just an example of one core value that I like to live my life by, and that's what I like to do in this business. Hustling. It's not a core value, but it's there. You know? Always be learning. That's a core value. Always, because I'm able to pivot. There's always something new to learn. I don't know everything. You guys could teach me something. Marketing. The marketing aspect of our business is what changed our game. Man, I could go into details, but we have a lot of systems, and I'm happy to do another call if you guys want. And we'll delve into marketing systems and the marketing systems. Actually, I am going to do more calls. I'm going to make this like an actual full step-by-step process for people to I'm going to do detailed marketing, do some competitive analysis, get your menu boards and pictures, get some professional pictures done. If you can't afford professional pictures, get yourself a gimbal. This is $149. This has helped us generate millions of dollars in sales. The moment I realized that the social media game is not a place to go socialize, it's a tool to generate sales, that's when everything changed. Social media game is beyond your wildest dreams, how easy to generate leads and sales. If you understand it, and you can do it. I learned it from somebody else. I have a video to teach people how we did it. Start networking, local charities, the printing aspect, public relations, social media, grand opening. We ran a food truck, an acai food truck, and we did a grand opening. We gave away 400 acai bowls. The line was through like super long, but it creates a buzz. Those are, that's something that goes into your budget. Maybe it's 2,000, 3,000, maybe it's only $500. The build out aspect of your truck, search for food truck builders, get a floor plan, cost of all the equipment, list out the capital requirements. Ongoing services, you're gonna need insurance agents, cleaning, monthly accounting, maybe some pest control, equipment repairs, commissary, fire suppression system, financing and legal. You need to finance your truck, investigate potential sources for capital. Maybe you can raise capital from friends and family. That's another part of our story. I raised $75,000 from friends and family. I put together a pitch deck. I sent it out to friends and family. I explained to them how we were going to make money and how we were going to pay them back. They gave us $75,000. Create a business plan. You don't have to have a business plan, but if you can put together a business plan, why not? Construct a budget, opening budget, list out the possible names of your truck, financial feasibility, learn what break-even point is, your fixed expenses divided by the sales, and there's a lot of tools that we can share. Have attorney and CPA on hand. You don't have to hire them and keep them on retainer, but give them a call, find somebody local. Maybe there's a friend. Your business entity, create an LLC. Create that corporate veil. Don't do it as a sole proprietor. Do it as an LLC. It's super easy to create an LLC, but then you have to make sure you keep up with all your legal stuff. So get a CPA, bookkeeper, etc. Review financial projections with your CPA, select attorney, personal financial statements. Then you get into a whole bunch of other stuff that you need to start getting lines of credit, to get financing from the SBA, which is not easy, but you can't do it as a startup unless you're buying someone else's business. And there's ways to do it. You're buying some land, or you're buying some from something that's already built. And I don't really know a whole lot of details about startups for SBAs, but I do know about an ongoing business like ours. We have SBA loans that we got. It's one of those highlights of our business because the SBA doesn't give money to everybody. You have to have one, profitability. Excuse me. You have to be profitable, right? Then you have to go through the gauntlet of paperwork that they need you to provide. From personal financial statements to financial projections, to a whole bunch of other stuff. So being a business owner is not easy. Being a food truck owner is definitely not easy. It's going to be hard, a lot of hard work. But if this is something you're passionate about, I say go for it. And if you want us to help you get it built out, we'd love to help. Yeah, that's all I've got. I'll send you guys an email with how you can get access to all the stuff that I have. If you want something done for you, that means I do the financial projections. I help you put a business plan together. I help you put the pitch deck together, and you start shopping it around. I can do that too. There's a cost for it, but I didn't want to sell you anything today. Those are just stuff that I offer for people. You guys are very welcome. I hope you got some value from this today. If you did, just leave some comments where you saw this, the Facebook, share it with somebody. And I hope to be of assistance to any of you. Yep, that's going to be a requirement. Manager, food handler certification. Super easy to get. It's one of the first things we talked about on the call. This is a gimbal. This is a gimbal. This is a DJI Osmo 6. It's something you carry with your hand, and you put your phone on it, stabilizes the image, it makes your videos and pictures look professional. Yes, it's possible to get the checklist. I will send out an email on how you can get that. That's right. Hard work, determination, and you will succeed. Awesome. Thank you. How do you pronounce your name? Clivens? Clivens? Anyways, I appreciate it. I know I'm going to mess that up.
It's Cleveland's. It's fine.
Cleveland's. Got you. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and reach out to me if you have any more questions, and be on the lookout for other sessions like this. We're going to go, my next one I want to do in marketing. I'm going to show you the whole back end of our business and how we create leads and how we manage the leads and how we run social media paid ads and how we created a YouTube channel. You can do it too. It's not hard. I did it all at first, 4 or 5 years ago. Now we have a team, but I would do everything because I focused on it and I created goals. And it's so easy. And now I want to share it with the world. Cool. All right, guys, you all have an awesome day. Please share it. Please drop a comment wherever you saw the post for this and share it with other people so that they too can get the information to take action. And remember, you do not lose if you don't quit. If you quit, guaranteed you'll lose. So don't quit. Let's go.